Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Maddie, if you didn't know, but you probably know because you're looking at my channel. Right? Awesome. So today I decided to talk about birth control because I ended up getting into a political fight the other day. Someone wasn't quite as educated as the other person, and I had brought up something about an IUD, and she asked me what it was, which was very extremely concerning to me, seeing as her point would have been helped by her knowing what that was. But, you know, to each their own. Ally, I need help. Sup, y'all, I'm back. Because I'm so unorganized. What's new? So, here we are. So since that brought up a lot of concerns in my mind, I did a thing on Instagram, and I did like a poll to see like who has what birth control, and then at the very end I said, what is your favorite type of birth control, and if you tried to, please tell me your experiences of that. For some reason, people took that as push your opinions on to me. I don't know why that's a thing, but that's what happened. So I got a lot of different opinions from a lot of different people, and I got some men responding to that, which I was not quite expecting, but you know. But yeah, some men decided to talk for their girlfriends and say what they've tried, and someone said that X was more effective than Y, and they were actually very incredibly incorrect. So I'm here to clear that all up, maybe educate a few people about birth control, because it's a very like needed thing, and in the school systems today I feel like it's not quite talked about enough. I'm out of breath. Okay. But it's just not talked about enough. Neither is sex education. It's just not quite there. It's not where it should be. So I'm just gonna throw out a few facts about different birth controls and throw out a few facts about what's more effective, and just get some more like education. Maybe you learn something, maybe you don't. That's totally like whatever. Okay, disclaimer, I'm not like knocking on anyone's form of birth control by any means. I think any kind of birth control is great. Like everything. If you're doing something to prevent getting pregnant when you don't want to be pregnant, fantastic. Good on you. Keep doing what you're doing. Alrighty. So the few that I touched point on were the pill, the IUD, the arm implant, the Nexplanon. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm so sorry. And then condoms, the NuvaRing, and the hormone injection. So I got a lot of different people's opinions, and now I will share them with you. And I will share with you my experience. My first encounter with birth control was the pill. My doctor told me to get on the pill because it'll help with XYZ, and then, hey, you're not pregnant, great. So I first went on to the pill. I don't know exactly what brand, and different brands have different side effects, so like, don't hate on me, okay? Don't. Anyways, I tried the pill, and it was fine. No pregnancies, obviously, but I'm not a very responsible person in the way that I need to take something at the exact same time every day. It just didn't work well for me. I did it at 12 o'clock because that's when we got out for lunch every day, and I'm too worried that if I would have like missed it by 15 minutes or an hour, I know I can still be fine sometimes, but it just wasn't for me. I did not like having to carry on this thing all the time and then having to like take one every day. Like that's so tedious. I'm not a fan. I would not do well. I did not do well at all. So what I did do is I tried it. I didn't like it. That's it. And I've heard a lot of horror stories. Some people say that they gained a ton of weight. Some people say that they went crazy. I don't know. For me personally, nothing horrible happened. I just did not like it. By all means, it was very easy to get, and it's a very good starter birth control. It is a very good starter. But I would never keep that forever. Call me crazy. So the next form of birth control that I have tried is the IUD. I believe that I have the Kyleena, so that's a 3 to 5 year one, and it is a hormonal one. So big gist of that. The insertion was not fun because there was a lot of complications with mine because there was, and it took a lot longer than it should have, but I'm not going to get too into detail with that. So but the IUD, I will say, for the first like 3 months of having it, being pumped full of all those hormones, it literally made me a little bit insane and a little bit more touchy and very moody. Really, but I knew about that beforehand because my sisters have told me how our bodies react to it, and I knew full well what was gonna happen. I knew that I'd get moody. I knew that I'd go crazy a little bit. So I just apologized to Dylan ahead of time, just saying, I'm gonna be crazy for the next 3 months, and I probably don't mean whatever I say to you. So take it as a grain of salt. But I really did go crazy. I will say that. But once I initially got past those first 3 months, it wasn't all bad. It does its job. I don't worry about it. I don't feel it, you know, it's not bad. I will say for the first 3 months, I also did bleed consistently. It did not stop at all. It lightened sometimes, but it never stopped. So I was bleeding for a straight 3 months, and that was not fun. And I don't suggest bleeding for 3 months, but I don't know how you would inflict that on yourself besides getting an IUD or some form of birth control. And also when I did the Instagram thing, everybody was like shoving their opinions down my throat saying like, oh, you should do this and you should do this. Some people were super respectful and just like telling me their experiences like I asked for. Like I totally asked for it. And I just wanted to know their experiences, not their opinions shoved down my throat saying you need to get this. And they kind of were like a little bit demeaning, some of them, like acting as if I knew nothing. Which I did not like that, I will say. I didn't enjoy that. But there was some really, really great responses. Like totally, very educational, some things I did not know. So there's that. My IUD is fine. I will say it does affect certain private aspects of my life that I choose not to say on camera. You can just use your imagination. So there's that. Otherwise, I think it's great. No pregnancies. I'm good. Like, I'm good for the next, like, 2 to 4 more years. So, and I'm just gonna keep using that because it's worked thus far. I have no major issues with it, so I think we're solid. We're decent, right? The next thing that I was talking about with people is the arm implant. And I personally have never had this. I've just heard about it and I heard it was great. And I had my friend show me one time. She like showed me and like made it poke out of her arm. It was a little bit interesting, but I've heard it's very effective. It's called a Nexplanon, I believe. And I actually talked to one of my friends and she works in a doctor's office and she said that's the most common form of birth control that people go in for, which I was actually really surprised, to be honest. I always thought it was going to be like the pill or an IUD, but maybe that's just me being ignorant because I've tried those. I don't know. But from what I've heard, there's been no like huge major issues with it. I did have one person respond saying that they had a horrid experience with it and it just wasn't great for them and that they bled for 3 straight months. And I feel you. Same though, but like, you know, I've never tried it, but I've heard it's great. The next one is condoms. And a lot of people responded to this because, and I had another person respond saying something that I thought that I should probably mention in this, and that is that you should always have 2 forms of birth control, and that's not talked about a ton. Because again, the education system is just not, they teach abstinence instead of how to have safe sex, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I don't want to get into it. So, you should always have 2 forms of birth control. And I know a lot of people don't have 2 different forms, but it's suggested to have 2 different forms. So you're either on the pill and condoms, or IUD and spermicide, or just like 2 different things. And I'm pretty sure that you can't mix the IUD with the pill, So talk to your doctor about that. I'm not sure. I'm literally just telling you what my knowledge is. If I'm wrong on anything, don't hate me, because it's very possible that I will be wrong. Alrighty. So condoms are great, very easy, anyone can buy them. I literally, in high school, I had to go to Walmart and go and buy my friends' condoms for them because they were too embarrassed to go get them. And I think this is dumb for this reason. If you are literally too embarrassed to go buy a pack of condoms, you should not be having sex. You are not mature enough to be having sex. I know, like, at first it's like a very weird thing and you're afraid that everybody knows that you're having sex. People have sex, that's how it is. Buy a box of condoms, call it good. Stop it. All right, the next one was the NuvaRing, and I had a lot of people explain this to me because this was a very foreign one to me, which, like, I heard about it, but I never had anyone super close to me have it or explain what happens. And to my knowledge, like I said, don't quote me on any of this, but to my knowledge, it's a ring that you get every month and you just stick it up there every month and then take it out and then replace it. And it's, I've been told that it's great. It doesn't affect too many things in the private life, but yeah, go NuvaRing. The next one was the hormone injections, the shot they can get once every 3 months, I believe. I cannot stress enough, don't quote me. I believe that the hormone injection is every 3 months. And you just go to your doctor, they give you the shot, and then you're good to go. I had someone respond with a huge horror story about this. Okay, I had someone just tell me that they just bled for a super long time and it just wasn't for them, so they switched. And I can see, I totally know how it is. If you don't like the birth control that you're on, then try another one. Like, it's not the worst thing in the world. And I'm pretty sure with a lot of insurance carriers that most of it is covered, if not all of it is covered. So just try it. Those were the main ones I was going to talk about today. I mean, there's so many more. So many more. I'll touch on a few of them. There's spermicide. I do not know a ton about this. I really don't, and I'll totally call it. I just don't know a ton. I just know that there is it, and it can do something for you. There's also the Plan B pill. The Plan B pill, again, like condoms, anybody can buy this. This is such a misconception that you have to be like X amount of age to buy this. You literally can buy this at any age, at any time. It's usually at a CVS. I've seen it on a Walmart. And that one you take within 3 days of having the intercourse. And like the sooner after the intercourse that you take it, the better it is, like the more effective it is. And contrary to popular belief, it does not kill any pregnancies that are already implanted. It just prevents the egg from dropping. That's what it does. So that's how Plan B works. It does not expel anything that's already there. It's very safe. I have not read a ton of stories about it causing any effects for getting pregnant later or infertility issues at all. The only one that I've really seen is the hormone shot, the Depo shot. I've heard that you have to wait a few months to get pregnant afterwards. So if you are planning to get pregnant within the next year and you want to do the Depo shot, I don't think it's the best choice for you. But obviously, do what you want. I've heard that the IUD is very suggested for women that have just given birth. Don't quote me. Anyways, birth control is awesome, amazing. Please use it if you're choosing to have sex. If you're not choosing to have sex, birth control isn't always just for sex. It's literally sometimes just to help control girls' acne. Sometimes it's helped to regulate their periods. It's not always about sex. I cannot stress this enough. Because I have a lot of good friends that aren't doing the deed, but they are on birth control because it helps their health. Like, it's not all about sex. I just want to get that straight out there. Anyways, I'm not sure if I have a ton of other things to touch on in this video. Ooh, I did want to read the statistics though. That's what I wanted to do. I will do that. Percentages. So the hormone IUD or IUS, the not copper one, is 99.8% effective, very high, like almost 100%. The copper IUD is 99.2% effective. The hormone injection is 94% effective. The pill is 91%. The patch is 91%. I don't know a ton about the patch, that's why I didn't talk about it. The NuvaRing contraceptive ring is 91%, and the male condom is 82%. So those are the statistics for you. Choose what's best for you. If there's something you didn't know, hopefully you learned something. But here's the only thing that I really wanted to get out about this video. 1, educate yourself some more if you will be doing the deed. 2, there is so many options out there. Like, there's literally so many options. So there's almost no excuse to not have it. I'm sorry, but like literally condoms are at the store for like $5-10. Go grab some. But I just can't stress enough how much like this needs to be taught more and talked about more openly. That's just all I wanted to touch on today. I know for some younger people it's a lot scarier to ask for birth control or go and get birth control. I know. It's probably scary to go to your parents or go to your doctor or whatever, but seriously, do it. If it's gonna help your health or help you not have an unplanned pregnancy, please do it. There's no shame in it. It's just you being responsible. That's what it is. It's you being more responsible by doing so and not being dumb. So that's all I wanted to touch on today. I'm sorry if I sounded preachy or like a teacher. I don't know. If you got bored, you probably did. But if you made it to this far in the video, thank you so much. Please subscribe. Follow my Instagram. It's linked down below. So is my other socials if you want to check out those. But I think that's it. Love you. See you. Bye.